Great stuff. Okay, so let me just quickly share my screen and jump straight into this. So, welcome to day 3 of the live challenge. This is it's a good challenge, and we get people to kind of go live each day for 4 days. That's the game plan here. Day 1, we talk about your no post. So actually, what are you putting out into the world in terms of thought leadership? So we get people to do a little live around thought leadership. Day 2 is your like post. So that's the story of you and how you got to where you are. Day 3 today, which is all about trust. So a story of your client. So a call to action, sort of a case study type post or live stream today. And then day 4 is a call to action. So actually, what are we pushing people, asking people to do? So that's day 4 of the challenge. If you want, by the way, to catch up on those, if you jump into the LinkedIn for Breakfast School community here, we have a really nice classroom here. And in this classroom at the bottom, we have this 4-day LinkedIn live challenge here. So day 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the recording of when we did this earlier or later last year, late last year. And so you can have a look at each one of these days, and they've got links to the actions in the group, or we got swipe files that are linked into here. So we can add more in. And actually, Flora, could you make a note to go through here? I'd like to see the slide deck added to each one of these as a resource for day 1 all the way through to day 4 as well, if that's okay, please. So just gives it a little bit more action or content for people to work on. So that's the LinkedIn Live Challenge. So if you want to recap on that, do jump into that group. And if you're not in that group already, then I'll just quickly put the link to that into the chat. Oh, Flora's already done that. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Flora. Very kind of you to get that sorted. Right, good stuff. So today, and what I love, by the way, about this challenge is that each one of these things creates a bit of an asset. So the no post is a piece of thought leadership, which you could repurpose that content as an article. The 2, as well as the live. The day 2 stuff is your business story, which you could repurpose as your about section on LinkedIn or your page on your website, your about section on your website. Today is a case study. So actually positioning that and using those case studies again could be repurposed elsewhere. And of course, tomorrow is a call to action. And so that's very much like a VSL, virtual sales letter. So that'll help you to position your product. So it actually builds out more than just lives. It builds out core bits of content for you to work on. Great. So who did their live yesterday? Who did a live yesterday? Chris, how did you not get live in yesterday, Sue? No, no, got in there. I know Eddie did. I saw his live go up, and it was really good. And if you're just watching Eddie, I can share and actually show everybody. So we did the live here, and we asked people to share the replay to their live stream here. And we saw Eddie's fantastic live. In fact, he did 2 yesterday. One he was playing about, and then the second one is here, where he very nicely jumped straight in to the content. So as he did the countdown timer here, it then he went boom, fantastic, straight in. And actually, if I just click off, you can see, although the tickers. Why is that? You can see he's got his ticker working, but for whatever reason, it's showing. Oh, that's not normally the case. There you go, perfect. So can you see he's got his lovely ticker going across the bottom there? Fantastic. Yeah, so you can see that he's got the ticker, just put it there, ticker going across the bottom with the points that he's making. Usually when people are watching it, they don't have this play buttons, particularly when you're watching it live, you don't have that. So that ticker works really nicely. He's got his name there. So well done. This is great. And I'm glad you got there. And of course, we got some nice comments there, people sharing it in the community, people saying they liked it. So you hope that would have done nicely. It's a good way of being able to position yourself and present yourself. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get this live challenge up and running. Fantastic. So let's let's think about today, your customer story. So the game plan for here is to share a story about the success of one of your clients to show credibility. And how would we go about finding that story? And so you probably are already sitting on top of some fantastic assets that you could use for this. So, for example, you've got LinkedIn recommendations on your LinkedIn profile that people might have given you recommendation. Could you use that as a screenshot and then talk around that story? Have you got nice emails from clients that you could use as the foundation for your case study? Google reviews, Facebook reviews, or even just go direct and ask people to give a review or ask them if you can write a case study about them. Why does this work? Well, it just gives you a kind of a visual aid to be able to talk around that that review. So if you went on to, say, your LinkedIn profile, and when you viewed the profile, if you scroll down to the bottom, as we can do in a second, so I'm going to quickly scroll down here and get to the recommendations piece here. And Sandra's very kindly put a review in here. Actually, I hadn't seen this one come in. So as a self-employed woman, I work a lot in isolation and lack marketing skills, which is really engaging style. It encourages me to take action on tasks that I usually avoid. He has built a fantastic support community of entrepreneurs and a wealth of interesting materials and teaching and learning. That's very kind, right? And so these this type of recommendation, if I wanted to use that and say, I might use it as a, hey, we've got a great community that's supportive of all types of businesses, particularly businesses that are just getting started or feel like they lack a community around them and need motivation and skills for marketing. I could simply take a screenshot of this. And look, I'm very lucky. There's 48 other examples that I could use as well. But I could easily take a screenshot like this. I could go on to a presentation, create a new slide like this. Oh, hello. I don't want to create that. Let me just create a new slide just for the demo. And then have a nice little design like this, paste that into the top. And then when I do a live stream on StreamYard, I could then have that slide. So I could take a picture of this slide and then I can add it to my screen on StreamYard. So it allows me to then talk whilst demonstrating this slide. And so I can say, Sandra said this lovely thing. And so let me just tell you the story of that and why we've created this great community that's really supportive, right? Can you see how it's a very quick win to be able to create that? And you might have an even better one that's a little bit more detailed around maybe some other elements, but it's simple and it's easy to be able to make something like that and create something like that. Okay, so let me then work through, because there's a few other tips and then I'll show you how that might work in action. So step 2, tell their story and do it live. So work upon these sort of 4 elements. So you can say, well, look, what was their world like before working with you? And so obviously, even this simple example here, she worked a lot in isolation and lacked marketing skills. Okay, so that's a place that was the before world, right? And then we can say, well, what was the specific pain point that helped to take them action to start working with you? Well, it was something that was around needing a supportive community and needing help to be able to make a change in her business. She needed the ability to be actually changed. Now, Sandra here is actually a member of our free community. So in terms of using a really good example here, she's not paying for our services. She's in the free LinkedIn for Breakfast community, but she's given me a kind testimonial for that. That's happy days. You might try and have one where they've actually then had a pain and then they've brought, and you're solving that pain. So that's what I try and recommend. But you can still see that I could use and pull a few levers even when someone's giving me a testimonial for my free stuff, right? And then 3, what was it like to working together? So you can say it was fantastic. We we're able to do X, Y, and Z. We're able to overcome this challenge and that challenge. And it was really rewarding. And then 4, you can have, well, what have they been able to achieve since using your service? And then you can get specific about a few different results that they've achieved. So those are the sort of 4 things that we would want you to add in. So if I just put those 4 things into the chat, you might be able to copy and paste that just to remind yourself. And those could be the 4 sort of bullet points that you keep in there. So that's into the chat. There you go. Great stuff. And so those are the 4 bullet points. And what I would say is write it out first and let ChatGPT help you with this as well. So you can you could actually copy and paste that. Here you go. Actually, let's have a play with this because I think this would be quite fun to check out, right? So I'm going to go onto ChatGPT and I'm going to say to it, and remember, this is the caveat that actually, you know, this is not the best testimonial to use, but I'm still going to use it. I would say, hi, I would like to write a testimonial based upon the 4 below sections. Right. And then I can copy and paste those 4 bits that I've just put into there. So I've got those 4 pieces there. And then I'm going to say, for this client, I'm going to set it as a client. And then I'm going to go along to my example here. And I'm going to copy and paste it, including her name and all the rest of it. And I'm going to go chuck that back into ChatGPT. Do this like this, and just I'm going to great stuff. So I'm even going to paste the raw stuff in there because all of this, which is her kind of headline and all the rest of it, that will just help it create this testimonial. And I'm going to press paste, and then let's see what it comes up with. So it's structuring a nice testimonial in here, and turning point came right. So what it's doing now is that she's writing it. I avoid marketing was holding back. I knew that expert guidance working with has been transformative. His engagement with no fluff approach. Since working, fantastic. So it's written the testimonial as her. So now I'm going to say, can you rewrite it as a case study I have written about her project, her working with us at $1 Million Sprint. There you go. So I can then change that, and now perfect. From isolation to in demand. I love that. So when Sandra first joined $1 Million Sprint, she was juggling multiple roles. I love it. And the challenge, the approach, the result. And then it's got a quotation here. Conclusion. Actually, this is really nice, isn't it? It's a really nice, easy way to put together a really lovely case study. Could you imagine go through all of your reviews and actually working the same thing and having a reviews page on your website and work it through? I mean, to bring this home, guys, you can see here on our website, this is my $1 Million Sprint website, we're constantly taking screenshots of people's reviews and actually having them on our site. In fact, our reviews page is just full of it, because every time we get a lovely comment or someone winning who shares it in our community or on our Instagram or on our LinkedIn page, we'll either jump on a video and we'll do video testimonials, or we'll take screenshots and put them in like this. And then you can have, like we have, a barrage, a wall of amazing testimonials that this literally just goes on and on and on and on with amazing reviews, wins, video, support, so much. So this action actually built into a process that's constant, right? And so what I'm showing you here today isn't just a concept that will help you to put together a nice live stream that you can then write out and then you can speak it through, but it's also showing you a really nice way of building out case studies and testimonials. Cool. I hope that's given you a good idea. So step 3, call to action at the end. So once you've done this, it should allow you to create a call to action, because the whole point of this is the call to action gives you an ability to be able to say, hey, we are, if you want to have similar results to Sandra or X, Y, and Z, then, and then you can say comment below and I can send you an information pack or send me a direct message, or I've included my calendar link for you to book into a free one-to-one with me, or come along to my event or free community and join it, right? So think about what your call to action would be at the end, and that's super important. And so just to give you more meat on the bone, I have an example of when I did this before. We run this challenge before, and this was my exact example of me doing one of these live case studies. And I'm talking here about two screenshots where Christian Harris was able to. We placed an appointment setter. So we give clients either virtual assistants or telephone appointment setters. Those are the two services that we offer to clients. And he added that service in, and within 2 hours he was getting appointments booked, and then he closed a 4k was it 4k per year repeat sale from one of those people, one of those books. So not only did he get the booking within 2 hours, he then actually closed the booking into a 4k a year client. Really, really cool little story there. And so I just used those two screenshots and I created this live stream. So I will share this. Oh, hello. I will share this in the chat for you now. And if you wanted to watch this live stream, and we'll also share, for if we can pick this up, can we share this at the bottom of that LinkedIn for Breakfast day 3 replay in the chat as well, please? So we can add that in. And so this then gives you a really nice example, and you can go onto here, you can watch it, you can hear me talk, you can see it's live streamed through StreamYard here. And so you can then go through, and as you see this working through, you will start to see the comments. So when people comment, you see you get the likes coming through, and look, now we're getting, let me just pause this. Now we're getting the comments. And as you play, people's comments come up on the right side, so you can actually start to see this in live time. Feel free to like and comment on it as well. There's no harm in that. And you can sort of start to see how the interaction will be on this. Cool. So any quick questions on day 3's action and what you feel you should do? All feel on top of that? All feel like this is a very worthwhile activity to be able to get that up and running?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to play a little catch up later this afternoon. I think I've done something similar before because I'm sort of early in my journey, 3 or 4 months. So I've been going on to a few of these, but I like the way you do the lives. I'm not very good. I do static posts and pictures and always struggle with my pictures. So I've got a Whizzy machine, an Insta360, and I've not used it yet. So I do need to start doing a few more lives. I did a video recording at an event I went to, just introducing my company and stuff, and that went down quite well, but it just looked a bit stiff because it was all staged. So I think that's probably one of my goals, is a few more lives.
Yeah, the nice thing about lives is it's quick and easy to do. You just pop it up and jobs are good and you're away. So I'm a big advocate for them.
Yeah.
I really am. And so I think the more that you can get working in different types of media. So still love the little selfies and the story posts. And I still love a little, landscape kind of 60 seconds video. But yet, a live stream, when it posts, it pops up to say, Susan's now gone live to your audience, and then it will gather your volume of people coming in. So it's really worth thinking about and I say blending media, because if you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, people, it's like watching that billboard. Once you've gone past it 4 times on your commute to work, you never see it again.
Yeah, and I get that people want to be able to, I'm selling myself as much as I've got a company, which is why I do everything through my personal LinkedIn, but people want to be able to relate to you and you need to get that connection. So I can see the benefit in it. So is it straightforward just doing that LinkedIn live? There's nothing complicated about it?
So watch day one. It teaches you all the way through how to set up
Okay.
StreamYard. But no, it's not complicated. It is
Okay.
easy,
Perfect.
and it's also uses StreamYard allows you to stream for free to one platform, so it's not going to cost you anything either.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. I'll play catch up later. Thank you.
Pleasure. No worries at all. No worries at all. Good. Okay. So there's no questions. What I'm going to do very quickly, because I'm flying to Dubai tomorrow for a business trip. So I'm not going to be able to do day four, but we are going to give the live stream. We're going to post it at 9 o'clock. But just for help for you guys, just to show you, day four is all about this call to action post. So what we have within day four is we have this cheat sheet which shows you how to write out a virtual sales letter. And a virtual sales letter is fantastic because one, it can be used as a document to show what your product is all about. But two, if you can talk it through, then potentially it becomes a actual landing page. You can even run ads into a virtual sales letter. You could do loads with it. And of course, you can do it as a live stream as well. So there's a swipe file here of a VSL script that you can use and edit, and of course, copy and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to edit it and change it into your style and your business and how that works. So we've got that in store for you. And just to show you where this sits. So this is our kind of funnel, if you like, where we drive traffic into our free 5-day challenge, which is not this challenge, but we have an evergreen one. And then from there, we move people into our free LinkedIn for Breakfast school community, and we run weekly events or challenges like this into that community. And so the VSL sits here. It sits in the community, and the whole point of this is it can be sit there as an asset that once you're building an audience, you can use a VSL to drive people to it, to watch it, to then get them to book a sales meeting with you. So it's a really nice addition to a funnel. And I say this to our clients that we work with, $1 Million Sprint, where we help them to build all this stuff. You're just building little bits, you're adding little bits all the time as you grow. So don't look at this and go, oh my God, I need to build all that out straight away. You don't, but you start to implement little bits into your funnel. And once one bit's working, you add another bit. Once another bit's working, you add another bit. So why this is important? Well, it's great. I'm kind of introducing a step within a funnel that you could have, and showing you a template of how that could work. And if you are ready for that, fantastic. You go and you can build this out. If you're not, and you're just trying to get the basics together, no worries. At least you've seen it and you can see where the future might lead you. So that'd be cool. So again, we'll put these slides up against the day four video. And so if you want to then have a further training and watch that back, then again, in the LinkedIn for Breakfast community, in the classroom, scroll down, not to this sales challenge, but to this go live every day for 4 days challenge. And in here, you'll have day four. And we've got the VSL template there, but we'll also add that slide decking so you can have that nice picture of what's happening in terms of the look of it. Cool. I hope that helps, guys.
Thank you.
So any final questions on this challenge? Sue, go for it.
Yes, Richard, the 5-day challenge you mentioned very quickly, and you call it an evergreen. Is that how does one join that, or what's the criteria for joining that?
So the 5-day challenge is evergreen. So again, you can go into the classroom, you'll see it at the top there, but also that's where we run our Facebook ads. So we run Facebook ads into that 5-day challenge, and that's where we get our complete strangers to become our friends, and so that's the beauty of it.
So if it's evergreen, it's not interactive, presumably.
No, but then it's delivered within the school community, and then of course our school community LinkedIn for Breakfast is interactive. And
brilliant,
so
brilliant, lovely.
The videos are there. So this is when we think about strategy. It's an email every single day for 5 days with a video recording. The video recording's in the school community. The school community is where people join for free, and then we help and support them from in there. So
brilliant. Okay, that sounds great. I didn't even know about that, and I've been with you, as you know, for quite a long time.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Thank you, Richard.
No worries, Sue. Further questions?
I like the speed with which you put together the case study. That was very, very impressive.
That's cool. Yeah, I think sometimes when you actually look at it and go, well, if I've got a structure, I think it's that 4-point structure, and then I've got a testimonial. Let's see what let ChatGPT do its thing, right? And then actually, if you read it through and say it, and then your words will start to come through and edit it, and then before you know it, it's not in ChatGPT language anymore; it's in your language, and what a great way to fill a page full of case studies and testimonials. So I'm sure you got lots of lovely comments about your speaking, Eddie, and so I bet you could do a very similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I could make a factory out of this.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing is you've got your VA who can be on the production line doing all of it. You know, that's
Yeah.
a easy demo, and they could take this video, or you could take this link to this video, share it with them, and say, "Hey, look at Richard, what he did with that. Here's a load of testimonials I'd like the same system done for. Could you produce them for me?"
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
No worries, Eddie. Good to speak to you, and well done for yesterday's live. Great stuff.
Yeah.
So, Chris, how you doing? You raised a live today?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do the live yesterday, but I suddenly realised my story is out there quite a lot, and I want to deliver it in a different way. I want to deliver it in a more open, more passionate, more appealing to you kind of way. So I thought I'm going to sit back and I'm going to really think about this. I've already got LinkedIn Lives planned. I've got some guests that are really keen to come on with me. So I'm planning this, and I'm really enjoying this, Richard, and I want to say thank you.
That's what, my pleasure. My pleasure. That's, by seeing people tucking in and doing this stuff, that's what makes it all happen. That's the reason why we do it. So I hope it's been of assistance, and also, through the software like StreamYard, you can bring them live onto that live stream. So yeah, I'd love to tag me in when you go live. I'd love to see it.
Chris, ask ChatGPT. Tell them what sort of tone you want to put into it in the prompt. Tell them what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, some of the subjects that I cover, ChatGPT doesn't seem to want to touch. I talk about some really dark times as well. Yeah, which I want to change for everybody. Because we can change that, and I discovered the way to do it. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about.
All right, guys. Well, look, shall we continue any networking in the community and jump onto our lives? And love to see them. So post them underneath the day 3 replay post within the community, and let's see. And I'm happy to like and comment and share anybody's, like I did with Eddie's, if they share their lives from today. So please do. All right, guys. Thanks again.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.